Hello and welcome to this episode of What's on My Mind with Kaleb Paddock. I'm Kaleb Paddock, the founder of 10 Talents Financial Planning, and what's on my mind today is why investing is so hard at each stage of life. So I'm going to take two stages. Right when you begin, let's say 30 years old, and after you've been saving for 30 years and now you're 60 years old. It's hard at both stages, and here's why. When you first start out, let's say you save $10,000 your first year, you're 30 years old, you're really pleased with yourself, and I get these calls from potential clients and clients' children. I want my money to grow, right? I want to find good investments, and that's a great and noble ambition. Here's the problem. If you get 10% return on that $10,000, it's $1,000. Like, you may blow $1,000 on a nice vacation in the mountains. It's not, the dollar amounts are not that big because of the stage of life that you're at. It's not a knock on you or how much you're saving or your habits. It's just the math. Even if you got 50% return, 50, that's $5,000, and that's awesome. It's nice. It would be nice to brag that you got 50% return, but it's not moving the needle in terms of your overall financial success and in terms of the dollars. Then you have a problem on the other end, right? So for the first 10, 15 years, it's all about your habit of saving and investing. Most of your accounts will just be what you put in and some growth, right? Even with great return. But once you've hit that 10, 15, 20-year mark, this will start to shift. But it takes a long time. That's a lot of years, and it can be discouraging. Once you've done that, though, let's say you have faithfully done that, now a 10% return or 50% return, these double-digit returns, the percentage could be 10 or 9 or whatever percent, but the numbers get big. So 10% of $1 million is $100,000. Now, once you're 60, most people can't just put $100,000 back in the account. Like, you could put $1,000 back in your account when you were younger, and the balance is about the same. Like, who cares the fluctuations? Then you get older, and now these numbers get big and they get scary. It can be difficult emotionally, mentally, to see these large numbers bouncing around in your investment accounts. And so ironically, at the very time where like a 10% return would massively be helpful in terms of compound growth, that's exactly the time where you need to be more aware of what you're spending, how much of this account do you need in the next few years if you're living off of it, and being more cautious in your overall approach and not having like a devil-may-care attitude like you had when you were younger, perhaps more aggressive, but it didn't move the needle. So if you see the irony here, when you're young, you're told to be aggressive, but even that aggressiveness, 10%, 20% return, whatever it is, you're not getting a lot of dollar value. When you're older and you've accumulated that kind of money, that's kind of the time when that aggressiveness would pay off in terms of huge dollar gains. But it's kind of the time when you want to be a little more careful, a little more cautious, and not get wiped off the face of the financial earth, so to speak. So this has been on my mind. What's the solution? The solution is to really understand, what stage of life are you in? What is your situation? What do you need the money to do for you at your stage of life? And then to focus on the behavior that will be the most appropriate and the most valuable in that stage of life. So that mental framework goes a long ways to understanding, how should I think about my money? How should I think about the growth or the decline potential in the account? And what is that mental framework? What is the way I should be thinking about my life stage versus my financial situation, my financial decisions? So I hope this is food for thought today. Thank you for tuning into this episode of What's on My Mind, and I look forward to seeing you on here again soon. Bye now.